Australia Day Balnarring Cup down on the Mornington Peninsula. Ladies first, our Australia's only and leading race caller, Victoria Shaw, who heads up the John O Report Picnic Racing Show. And we're very privileged today to have Mr. Graham Duff, amongst other titles, is the Australia Day Ambassador, but previously the Chairman of Victoria Racing, and a lot of other sporting institutions and private and public companies. Graham, what brings you here today? I mean, you have a bit of a racing background as part of being the previous president or chairman of the Shin Boners, the North Melbourne Football Club.
Australia Day is indeed a great day. It's one I think that is just growing and growing, and there are a group of ambassadors that are sponsored by Woolworths, Safeway, go around Victoria to all Australia Day functions, quite frankly, to wave the flag.
The Aussie flag.
The Aussie flag. Well, the North Melbourne one, if I can get my hands on it.
Well, they're a bit hard.
So I do a different venue each year, and I've been doing it for probably the last 10 or 12 years.
Right. And you have a bit of interest in racing?
More than a bit of interest in racing.
A deep interest?
A deep interest in racing, indeed I do. And picnic racing indeed is the grassroots of the industry, and the people that are here today. I'd go as far as to say you've probably got more people here today than we've got at the racing at Caulfield.
Well, we'll check that out
later. And it just seems to me that the popularity of picnic racing and country racing is in fact better than it's ever been.
Well, that's terrific. Now we're interested, as you know, in the grassroots, and we've already got a gifted personality here.
Indeed, you have.
10 years ago, would you have dreamt that the circuit that currently exists here on the picnic circuit and all of the people that are here today, that it would have blossomed into the situation that we now find and enjoy?
Well, 10 years ago, I was first appointed Chairman of Racing Victoria, and one of the first things that we engaged in was to get a little bit more life back into picnic racing in particular. And what's happening, and particularly here today, is really beyond my expectations at that time. It was a sort of case of let's give it a go and let's see if we can't turn this into something special. But if this is not an absolute model for picnic racing, then I've never seen one. It's an absolutely brilliant day.
Fantastic.
Well, I've got to say, I was here 40 years ago. I can hardly remember, but the crowd was never like this. And I think it's a tribute to what you've done and your successes. And Victoria, we'll be following your tips later, but what do you got for the next race?
The next race, you've got my form there.
Yeah, we'll just have a quick read. They're on the website. Race 3,
6 and 5, and with much hope too.
That's
so
all right.
There you go.
So there you go. Take your risk. Graham, thank you.
Thank
well
you very
done.
much. Thanks a lot.
And good punting.
Okay.
You're back to work.
Thank you.
Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in the mounting yard before the major race of the day, the Balnarring Cup. And without races, the key things are these immaculate dressed people here today. We've got one of them here, one of Melbourne's leading barristers, has been at the bar for how many years? 30 years. That's the legal bar, not the drinking bar. John O'Brien. Now he's well versed in racehorses, I should say. Now, John, you had a bit of trouble getting into the punting ring. They must be very busy, but what's been your success rate today?
Well, I've had a second here at Balnarring and a third at Caulfield.
Oh, you're punting both meetings. What do you got for the cup?
I only had 2 bets. Now, the cup, well, in the betting ring, I noticed that number 1 Asian Tails is favourite at $4.20, with Gold Viper at $5.50 and 3 Ps at $6. They seem to be the popular picks.
Right.
The local knowledge tells us that we should back Gold Viper, which is being ridden by Adam Bodie,
right,
because he's got the best strike rate of any jockey on this track. 3 Ps is supposed to be a track specialist here, and I like the look of Asian Tails because they brought it all the way down from Kilmore, and it's going to run favourite. So what I've done is I've put my $10 on Gold Viper to win, and the chances are 9 3 Ps and 1 Asian Tail.
Well, there you go, folks. We'll see how he performs later in the day. Thank you, John.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am now joined by Colin Davies. Colin, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Now that's a big grin on your face because you've just won the Balnarring Cup.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Fantastic. Now B4 is your horse that took out the cup. Caitlin Jones was your rider. How long has Caitlin been riding for?
She only started this season, but she works at Mick Kent's place, and I've watched her ride work, and she's very capable rider, and she does what she's told, and that's all I wanted.
And very patient too.
Yeah.
Now the horse B4, how long have you had B4 in the stable?
I've only had him back a month. I had him out on lease, and they didn't want him anymore, and he was in good nick when I got him. So I just put a little bit of fine touch to him, and one today, it paid off.
Fantastic. Now, Colin, of course, you've got horses on the professional circuit. You appear at meetings like this at Balnarring. Of course, B4's last start was at Mornington. What does a day, particularly Australia Day, at the races, at the picnics, mean to you?
Look, to win the Balnarring Cup on Australia Day, it's awesome. It doesn't matter, you know. Like it stands out, and I go to the big races, and I come here, and it's just as much fun. It's not as much money, but I mean, it's not about money sometimes. I mean, money helps, but I just love racing, and I love my horses, so I try to get even the slower horses to the best ability I can get them.
Fantastic. Well, Colin, thank you for your time today. Congratulations once again, and we look forward to seeing you on the picnics.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm now joined by Bruce from Jim's Test and Tag. Jim's Test and Tag are our premier sponsors here at Balnarring. Bruce, how long have you been sponsoring the races at Balnarring?
Victoria, this is our second year. Proud to be involved. I'm a good friend of Neil Heathcote, so we got a bit of inside running there, as you would say, in racing parlance. And I've signed up for this year as well. And hopefully Neil will have us back again in the following year. We find it very good.
Now, of course, our viewers would be well aware that all race meetings require sponsors. What does your company get out of a meeting like this?
We get brand awareness, Victoria. That's what we need to be out in front of people. We don't expect to get test and tag jobs today, but we like people to think that we're out and about in the community, and if they ever think about test and tagging, which they should if they're in business, think of Jim's Test and Tag, 131 546.
That number again?
131 546.
And Jim's Test and Tag, you've got people able to attend to electrical situations whereabouts in the state?
Anywhere you like. We cover the whole of Victoria, whole of Australia now, so just ring that central number and there'll be a Jim's Test and Tag there to help you out with your OH&S and insurance requirements and obligations.
Fantastic. And apart, of course, from the Jim's Test and Tag, your work commitments, how are you enjoying the day's racing?
It's beautiful, it's fantastic, it's a great crowd here, and it's a credit to everybody who's running the whole thing. Absolutely magnificent.
Bruce, and to Jim's Test and Tag, thank you.
Thanks, Victoria, thanks very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our Balnarring Cup winner for 2011, our wonderful rider, Caitlin Jones. Caitlin, how are you?
Splendid, wonderful, happy, everything, surprised.
Fantastic. Now, you rode B4 for Colin Davies. Fantastic ride, very well judged, very patient, my dear.
Thank you.
You've only been riding for a year, haven't you?
I started in November this season, yeah.
Now, you've been doing some work for Mick Kent?
Yes, I work for Mick full-time for Mick Kent now,
Okay, so you're riding track work for Mick regularly?
Yes, and also Nikki Burke and Monica Croston, yep.
Okay, so you're very, very busy. How long have you actually been riding for?
Well, I've been riding since I was a little girl, like just ponies, but track riding seriously. Probably the last 5 years, seriously, yeah.
And Caitlin, how old are you?
I'm 20.
So you're only 20 years of age. This is your first cup victory?
Yes, it is. Yep.
On the picnic circuit. So where would you be riding next weekend? Are you going up to Yea?
I'm heading to Yea Saturday, yeah. Yeah, I've also got one in the cup there too, so hopefully you can get up, that'd be lovely.
Fantastic. And who's the horse you're riding on Cup Day at Yea?
Music Lover. It's Karen Brewster's. It won last Saturday actually at Woolamai over the 1700. So
fantastic. And of course, Music Lover defeated the Ray Douglas Mount 3Ps, didn't it? Very convincingly. So have a look out here for young Caitlin next weekend at Yea aboard Music Lover. Caitlin, once again, congratulations.
Thank you very much.